Welcome to part 9 of Cartoon Network Big Brother. We will see the house cast try to navigate their way to Final 6. If you have not watched this series or the other episodes, please make sure to do so before watching this one. I'm about to spoil who's out in 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys so much for participating and watching in another episode. Let's see what Eddie and Chowder are up to. Hey Chowder, pass me those darts, will ya? Sure thing, Eddie. Hands over the darts. You're getting pretty good at this. Yeah, I bet Eddie would probably be schooling everyone in darts. Except maybe Mandy. I think Mandy might have a killer aim. Thanks, buddy. And, you know, I was thinking, and oh lord, this is when you get scared. If Eddie says, you know, I was thinking, you know you're in for a time. Chowder, rightfully scared about what? About who we should be really targeting in this game. You mean like in darts, Chowder? How did you make it this far? No way your cooking's that good. Nah, not just darts. I mean in the game, like who we should be going after. Cause it is like Final 7 after all. Who do you think? Chowder, why does Chowder seem so skeptical on Game Talk? Well, have you noticed how Dee Dee and number 5 getting pretty cozy with Mandy? Yeah, I guess so, but aren't they all friends? Chowder, do you not mind that they just got Panini out? Friends or not, this is Big Brother. We gotta think about our game too. Those girls are paws. And if they stick together, it could be bad news for us. I never really thought about it like that. How could you not, Chowder? Panini was screaming it in your ear. But what can we do? We gotta start making some moves, Chowder. It's time to shake things up a bit. Chowder pauses, and looking at the dartboard, he says, you know, Eddie, it's crazy to think we're at Final 7 already. I never expected to get this far. What do you mean already? It's been 50 days, and you spent most of that with Panini. Yeah, tell me about it. We've been dodging evictions like pros. It's been a wild ride, that's for sure, but hey, we're still here, right? That's right, buddy. We're still in it to win it. Chowder, he's like, aw, I wish Double D was here to see it. Why does he care more about Double D than Panini? Yeah, me too, Chowder, but hey, we'll just have to play twice as hard for him. Put respect on Double D name. Now, as Chowder and Eddie continue to play their game of darts, Eddie completely destroying Chowder, we see Finn and Rigby talking game in the outside area. It seems everyone is on nerve, sensing that the end game is upon them. Damn, Finn, you sound like Eddie right now. You know, Rigby, I've been thinking. About what? About our next move in this game. Don't you think it's about time we make a big move? Yeah, like finally, Finn, pull out some of that game. I know you can maneuver it. A big move. Like what? Well, I was thinking maybe it's time to target Mandy. And now Rigby, he's interested, but he's also curious. Mandy, huh? I'm intrigued. Rigby, don't pretend you know that word. Stop it. Why Mandy? Well, she's been running the show for too long. Kind of facts. Rigby. And if we want a shot at winning this, we need to shake things up. Rigby obviously nods, knowing he needs reasons to win in the final 2. Yeah, you might be onto something, Finn. Taking out a big player like Mandy would change the whole game. Exactly. We just gotta be strategic about it. Well, count me in, Finn. Let's do this. Finn smiles. Adventures awaits, my friend. Start with... When Beardo get here? What are you talking about, Finn? Now Rigby frowns. Poor Rigby. Finn, I've been thinking, what if I haven't done enough to earn votes from the jury? He looks concerned at Rigby. What do you mean, Rigby? I mean, like, sure, we've made it pretty far in the game, but I haven't really made an impact. Have I played hard enough to convince the jury to vote me if I make it to the end? Finn does a Bill Cosby. Hey, don't sell yourself short, Rigby. You've been killing it in challenges, and you've made some big moves too. I guess so, but sometimes I feel like I'm just riding your coattail, Finn. Finn says that's not true, Rigby. You've been playing your own game, making your own decisions, and besides, the jury respects players who are loyal and trustworthy, and you've been both. Rigby, you know, he understands. He's like, you know what, Finn, that's actually a great point, because, you know, realistically, Rigby thinks about it. If he makes it to the end with Mandy or Dee Dee, he might actually be able to convince the jury. Though he would prefer not to betray one of his friends to get one of those two there. No problem, buddy. Just keep being yourself and everything will work out in the end. And with that, everyone has a meal, goes to sleep. Day 51. They know that the HOH challenge is at any moment. But before that, let's see what Dee Dee, Mandy, and number 5 are up to. Here Dee Dee bitch ass go. Remember that time Dexter built that giant robot to do our chores? Mandark built his own robot, and then they had an epic robot battle. Hey, that was a fire one. Mandy nods, she's like, yeah, that was a classic. And speaking of classics, remember when Billy and Grim accidentally made that giant sandwich that brought all the food in the city to life? Chaos ensued, and I bet Mandy probably didn't even mind that chaos. Number 5, and she's like, those were some wild times, no doubt. But hey, speaking of adventures, did I ever tell you guys that I was actually supposed to be on Survivor? Dee Dee's like, Survivor? No way! Why didn't you go? Well, it's a bit of a story, you see. I was all set to go, but then production pulled a last-minute switcheroo and put number 3 on Survivor instead. Number 3, but why? Beats me. Maybe they thought she'd be more entertaining or something, but hey, I'm not complaining. Big Brother's been a blast so far. So basically, number 3 was supposed to be here instead, and number 5 was supposed to be on Survivor, but last-second production switched them. This might be a hint at a future Survivor season of this, I don't know. Dee Dee says, you know who really gets on my nerves? Panini. Always following Chowder around like a lost puppy. Can you believe that? Like, I can't even anymore. Like, does any people have their own identity? Like, I can't believe it. Mandy rolls her eyes. Dee Dee, can we not talk about Panini right now? We're trying to have a nice conversation here. Dee Dee ignoring Mandy. And get this. She's always making these ridiculous demands. Like, who does she think she is? Dee Dee, I swear, bro. Dee Dee, seriously, let it go. We don't need to focus on negativity all the time. But Mandy, she a big fat bit. Hey, I get it, Panini. Can be annoying sometimes. But we got bigger fish to fry right now. Let's just leave it at that, okay? And then right after that, Chris McClain is on the announcement board, ready for everyone, except Eddie, that is. Welcome 6 house guests to the HOH comp. One of you will control this week. Guarantee yourself in the final 6. A security I'm sure a lot of you would appreciate. Today's HOH challenge is tightrope. Reach one end of a tightrope to another without falling. The tightrope will start kinda wide, but you will still need to be careful and maneuver. And each round, the last person to make it at the tightrope end and push their button will be eliminated. And after each round, the tightrope will get very skinnier, much so onward. So I feel like as the final 6 for the HOH comp, they are waiting. They're wanting this final stretch of power that they can get because there's not too many opportunities to claim a dub right now. They're fighting for scraps. All want to prove a chance at the jury. And I feel like when it says go, the first person to be at the other end of the rope, very surprisingly, is Rigby. But I feel like if it was, kind of wide enough for him to be on all fours, he could run really fast across it. Followed by probably Finn. I think he'd be a little bit clumsy, but he would still maneuver quite fast. And then number 5, I think her skills and her daily job probably has her balance on key. Followed by Dee Dee, who I think ballerina skills kind of show off, but she spends too much time doing that tiptoe shit. I think she realizes that and she hurries up and gets across. Along with Mandy, which unfortunately means the first person eliminated from this competition is Chowder. Alright, we get to the second part of the stage, and now it is way more narrow. Rigby cannot be on all fours. Dee Dee probably can't do that tiptoe bull. And when it says go, I won't even lie. I think 3 people drop. That being Finn, Dee Dee, and then Rigby. Number 5 making it there first. Finn somehow beating Mandy across the beam, but Mandy gets there overall, followed by Dee Dee. Rigby, you probably almost fell again. You tried that running strat, didn't work out. You tried balance, didn't work out. Eddie and Chowder are sweating because now they see 3 girls up there and Finn. Now Rigby obviously rooting for Finn. It's a little bit thinner than the previous round, but it also has a little bit of soap. And I can't even lie, I feel like Finn and number 5 immediately fumble, start slipping and sliding. And I think Mandy just goes extremely slow where Dee Dee's like, wee, and just like slides across it with the soap. Making it first, good shit Dee Dee. Followed by Mandy and climbing back up, both of them racing. But ultimately, I feel like it is Finn who makes it across first. Number 5, you are eliminated. The competition coming down to these 3. The rope has soap and it's wobbling. And I won't even lie, it's hilarious. He falls, she falls. Mandy tries so hard to keep her composure, but even she falls, and I think that'd be hilarious to watch. Finn making it across along with Dee Dee, which means Mandy, you were so close, but now your fate is in one of these people's hands. Everyone is looking at them, and I won't lie, I think everyone except probably Rigby is scared. And now they have to do this in the dark, and I won't lie, they both probably fall quite a couple times each. Not only is it wobbling, it has soap, this bitch is slippery, they don't know what to do. Just fall, 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 until one of them decides, hell nah, screw this, I'm light enough to just hold on to it and caterpillar my way over there, even if I'm hanging upside down. And as Finn continues to fall trying, even getting halfway there once, it doesn't change the fact that congratulations, Dee Dee, you are the new HOH, and I think immediately Eddie terrified. Rigby is now terrified. Chowder, his heart drops. And Finn, he doesn't know what to do. He just kind of looks at Rigby, kind of looks at number 5 like, oh, alright. Mandy, I think she is a little worried because she did scold kind of Dee Dee a little bit earlier, and she knows that Dee Dee is a very sensitive player. So I think after all the BS congratulations, the first person Dee Dee talks to is Mandy. And I won't lie, I think their conversation mostly consists of, alright Dee Dee, congratulations, you obviously know, you're my girl. You did great, and I'm proud. And Dee Dee, this is exactly what Dee Dee wanted to hear. She wanted to hear Mandy say she was proud. She heard it, and she's like, alright Mandy, what do we gotta do? This is what I want you to do, Dee Dee. You are going to talk to everyone, and then tomorrow, you are going to give me a full breakdown on what people said, and we will decide together, but mainly you, because you earned it, right? I'm proud of you. Did I mention that? We will decide what happens. And she's like, all right, Mandy. So Mandy, I feel like gets a tan like no one else's business. Number 5, I feel like would be the second in command that Dee Dee talks to. Number 5 leaned against the door frame, her expression thoughtful. Well, Dee Dee, you know I got your back, but if I were you, I'd consider putting up Eddie. And Dee Dee, she raised her eyebrows. She's like, oh, Eddie, why him? Let's just say he's been playing all sides a bit too much. It might be time to rein him in. I see what you mean. Thanks for the input, number 5. I'll take into account when making my decision. And I feel like with that, she's probably gonna wait until the next day to talk to the others. Finn probably talks about how he never targeted Dee Dee. Or at least he's trying to push that like, oh, I never really meant to target you ever. I've kind of been on my own since day 1, and you kind of been too. I'm sorry for Dexter. They both have that eye glimmer stuff. He also probably brings up that maybe look, if you do not nominate me, if I'm HOH next week, I will not nominate you. And Dee Dee, she really likes the sound of this. Now, I feel like Dee Dee has a little bit of a liking towards Rigby because she's always kind of found him chill, indifferent, and anytime he's around, he kind of makes her laugh. So I feel like Dee Dee, when talking to him, he's like, Dee Dee, I would appreciate it if I didn't go up, not even as a pawn, but I understand, you'll make the right move. And Dee Dee, I just feel like they have a good conversation. But at the same time, people to nominate are dwindling down. Alright, Eddie enters the HOH room, and as he does, he leans in close to Dee Dee, a little odd, but his voice low as he shares a secret. Hey Dee Dee, I've been thinking maybe it's time we consider putting up Finn for eviction. Dee Dee raised an eyebrow, surprised by Eddie's suggestion. Finn, why him? Well, think about it. He's been flying under the radar, and he's a bigger threat than he lets on. Plus, he's got a good social game, which could be dangerous down the line. Down the line? Eddie, this is the line. You're at Final 7, bud. You might have a point there, but isn't he more of an ally to us? Sure, he might be friendly now, but come on. When it comes down to it, he's playing to win, just like the rest of us. We've got to think strategically. Alright, Eddie, I'll take into consideration. Thanks for the heads up. I feel like Eddie mainly threw out Finn's name because he knows that if he says what he really wants to say, which is nominate one of these two, it'll only end in him being put up. Dee Dee's sighed, her expression conflicted as she looked at Chowder sitting across from her. His time to talk. Look, Chowder, I appreciate you being understanding about this whole nomination thing. It's just complicated. Chowder nodded, his usual cheerful demeanor slightly subdued. That's sad. I get it. Panini's not here anymore, but I know she's still on your mind, and if you need to nominate me because of that, I won't hold it against you. Dee Dee gave him a grateful smile. Thanks, Chowder, you're a good guy. Hey, no problem, and I'm making my famous mac and cheese with bacon casserole for dinner later. I'll save you a plate, and for some reason, she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. As Chowder left the room, Dee Dee couldn't shake the feeling of guilt that washed over her. She knew she was considering nominating him, but his kindness and understanding were making it harder for her to go through with it. Deep down, she knew she'd have to make a tough decision, but for now, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of remorse. I probably mispronounced that. Alright, so I feel like it's probably that time when Mandy and Dee Dee talks, and like Mandy's probably like, you know, lay it on me, what's happening? And she's like, well, Eddie wants out Finn, which is a little surprising, but he did make points that he is a social and challenge threat. He did almost beat me. Number 5 wanted out Eddie, which I kind of agree with. He does seem a little shady and snaky. And of course, I kind of want Chowder out, just send him to jury where Panini is. That would make a lot of sense, and I know Rigby could be a pawn option, but I'd prefer if maybe he didn't touch the block, if that's alright with you, Mandy. And Mandy obviously knows she can't take full control or else Dee Dee will get suspicious. So I feel like she's like, alright, Rigby's off the table, so when it comes to the other 3, as long as you're not considering nominating me or number 5, I appreciate this. But just think about this, that Eddie is a snake, but maybe because of that, the other guys will target him instead of us. So think about that a little bit. Because deep down, I feel like Mandy kind of want Eddie to stay a little bit. Mandy kind of want people she thinks she can beat. So when it comes time to the moment of Dee Dee making her choices for nominations, she kind of looks at everyone and, you know, it is getting down to people, and she does feel a little bit bad. And she's like, I appreciate all of you. Everyone's still here for a reason. She says hi to Dexter, even though his ass is in the jury house, so he can't even see it. Stupid. And she is like, the first person I have decided to nominate is unfortunately Chowder. Chowder obviously saw this coming. He's still making that casserole tonight. But he is a little sad and a little worried, as anyone would be. And then Dee Dee's like, my other option was not an easy one, but I feel like ultimately for my game and what I'm respected of to do, I've decided that the second nomination has to be Eddie. Rigby, he is immediately relieved, but at the same time, Mandy's a little annoyed, but she doesn't like show it at all. Finn is grateful it's not him. Eddie is pissed. And after the nomination ceremony, I feel like immediately Eddie talks to Finn and Mandy because I feel like it's his 2 closest people. Eddie's heart raced as he stepped out of the nomination ceremony, the weight of his impending eviction heavy on his shoulders. He knew he had to act fast if he wanted any chance of staying in the game. Spotting Mandy and Finn nearby, he quickly approached them, his mind racing with strategies. Mandy, Finn, Bro, he sounds like he's tweaking. I need to talk to you guys. Being on the block sucks, but I'm not ready to go home yet. I've been loyal to you both, and I can keep that loyalty moving forward. And Manny's like, oh yeah? What do you propose, Eddie? Look, I know I'm a target right now, but there are bigger threats in this game. If you keep me around, I can help take them out. We can work together to make big moves and secure our spots in the final stretch. Finn nodded, considering his words. He's got a point, Mandy. Eddie's a smart player, and he's right about there being bigger threats out there. Mandy's eyes narrowed, and she's like, I'll think about it. Mandy walked away. Eddie turned to Finn, his desperation evident. Finn, my guy, if I'm gonna have any chance at staying, I need you to win that veto and use it on me. You're my only hope, please. I hear you, Eddie. I'll do everything I can to try and keep you safe. Eddie is going through the works with determination on his face. He sought out Rigby now, hoping to sway him in his favor. Bro, it's been 2 hours since he got nominated. He's already on that game talk. Rigby, I need to talk to you. Rigby glanced up, his brow furrowing at the seriousness in Eddie's tone. What's up, Eddie? Listen, I'm on the block and things aren't looking good. But if you win that veto, you have to change everything. You want me to use the veto on you if I win? Exactly. I know it's a big ask, but I need your help, Rigby. You're my best shot at staying in this game. Boy, Eddie, you some two-faced, I swear. I don't know, Eddie. Using the veto is a big move, and I have to consider what's best for my game. I get it, Rigby, but think about it. If you use the veto on me, we could work together to make serious waves in this game. We could be unstoppable. Alright, Eddie, I'll think about it. No promises, but I'll consider your request. Hold on, Rigby. Wait a second now. I need your word on this. Think about it. You use the veto on me. We take out a big threat. Bam. You'll have jury votes for sure, or even me. Me and you, Rigby. Final two. Just think about it. Rigby, now he's uncomfortable because, he's pushing hard. But the idea of aligning with Eddie until the end has its appeal, but he knew he couldn't make any hasty decisions. Look, Eddie, I'll think about it, I can't make any promises right now. I need to consider all my options. Alright, Rigby, I understand. Just know that this could be a game changer for both of us. As Rigby walked away, Eddie couldn't shake the feeling of uncertainty gnawing at him. And with that, it becomes day 53. The house guest sleeping, but I feel like when Chowder is up making an early breakfast, he probably has a small strategy where the first person that comes in for breakfast, he wants to try and talk to. And I feel like immediately that first person is Finn. Finn smells bacon, he smells pancakes. He immediately knows what's up and he gets nostalgia, he misses home and he goes to Chowder. The aroma of sizzling bacon and warm pancakes wafted through the air, enticing Finn out of his slumber. Earlier than usual, following his nose, he made his way to the kitchen where he found Chowder bustling about, flipping pancakes with practiced ease. Morning, Chowder. Hey, Finn, I made breakfast for everyone. Dig in. And obviously, Finn is the first one there and the only one there. And Chowder's like, Finn, I really want to stay in the game. If you win veto, I know it's early, but do you think you could use it on me? Finn paused mid-bite, considering Chowder's request. First time Chowder's really talked game in probably ever. While he couldn't make any promises, the thought of helping out his friend was a good thought, and with a warm smile, he gave Chowder subtle nods, silently conveying his willingness to consider it. Chowder's face lit up with gratitude, his eyes reflecting a mix of hope and relief. Thanks, Finn.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Chowder, this breakfast pretty good. Think you could whip us up some waffles and bacon tomorrow? Been craving them. Hell yeah, Finn. Anything for my friend that's gonna use the veto on me. Speaking of veto, day 53 is veto day, and it is now time to find out who has immunity, who has the power to save someone, and which one person will be sitting out because they didn't get drawn for veto. Dee Dee, Eddie, and Chowder obviously playing, and this is where they draw for veto players. Dee Dee, lucky as she is, gets house guest choice, and I'm pretty sure she obviously chooses Mandy. Eddie, unfortunately for him, he draws number 5, and then as for Chowder, he draws Rigby, which means the one person not competing is Finn. Immediately, Chowder's like, oh, bruh. Alright, let's see what veto challenge the competitors are facing. And today it is What's the Holdup? You might be familiar with this one. By using a long flexible structure, hold a plaque up against an object. Basically, you just have to have balance. You can only use one arm, and you gotta lock in. Now, immediately as all the remaining house guests get ready, they start stabilizing, and on the mark, ready, set, go, bam, the challenge is on. Everyone is now holding on for their life. I'm pretty sure anyone here would love to win veto. Finn standing on the sidelines, he probably would have loved to play in this veto. I feel like Dee Dee might actually be able to lock in, and she's looking at the other house guest, and she's like, you know what, I might be able to actually win this as well. Take control of the entire week. Now, number 5, she has heard a little bit of talking from Mandy that she might want to do a backdoor plan, and she's a little afraid it's Finn. So if she won veto to secure both of their safety, it would be a very good thing. Or at least get confirmation from Mandy about who's going up. Chowder and Eddie, they definitely want this. Don't even get me started on Eddie. He's probably sweating. He's looking at the other ones, but then he like locks in. He just looks at his hand, just stares at it. And you know what? I do feel like everyone would lock in and do a pretty good amount of time on this. I'm gonna even say like the first person out is at like 37 minutes. That's over half an hour. And that is a lot, especially to Chowder. I'm sorry, he is the first one out. He's very sad. He's probably angry, kicking dirt. He needed that veto. He wanted it. The other people probably sighing like, finally someone is out. But now they look at each other wondering, you know, when's the next time that's gonna happen? I feel like Mandy sorta wants to take a little bit of control of this week. She knows she has Dee Dee's side, but she wants to make 100% sure number 5 is on her side. Winning this could allow her to potentially do that. Now, my man Rigby, his arm hurts, but at the same time, he is not giving up. You know, even a little bit of groans, but you know, 45 minutes in, so is he. But I would say at the 55-minute mark, I'm so sorry, Rigby. I know I just hyped you up crazy just to get you out, but that's probably where I'm seeing. I feel like everyone's arm is now sore right now. And Dee Dee, I feel like she's the type of HOH to be like, you know what, I'm safe. This hurts. Why am I doing this? And she probably drops out willingly. Leaving the final 3 in this veto challenge. An hour and 12 minutes in. Eddie with the 3 little cockroach hairs placed on top of his head. How do you have whiskers? That shit is so scary to me. He's just waiting for Mandy or number 5 to drop. Mandy is waiting for Eddie to drop. Or shit, not Mandy, my bad. Number 5 is waiting for Eddie to drop. And Mandy, I think she would probably allow Eddie to win this veto if, you know, he was actually able to make it to the final 2 with her in this challenge. But unfortunately, plans do not go like that. And Eddie, I'm so sorry. I feel like the cramp, the Charlie horse, all of it would get to you. And you would drop and you'd be so angry. Leaving the final 2 down to Mandy and number 5. So I feel like Mandy kind of looks over to number 5 and she's like, hey, number 5, is it alright if I kind of win this? And this is Mandy kind of fishing to see how loyal number 5 is. But number 5's like, you know what, I think we should duke it out. That's only fair. And Mandy's like, huh, alright, bet, interesting. And I think that's exactly what they do. 10 minutes. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Even Finn is like, golly, maybe it's best I didn't be in this challenge. That shit looks like it hurt. Number 5's wobbling, Mandy's wobbling, their arms jiggling, they're hurting, they're in pain. Until finally, congratulations, the winner of day 53 veto is Mandy. Number 5 couldn't take the pain. It was like sharp. It was like she couldn't stand it, bruh. She hated that. She probably crying in her head like low-key. Mandy pretends like it's nothing, but she is also on the verge of tears behind her eyes. Like, you know that one time she had to dress up as the Powerpuff Girl? This is probably worse. But Mandy, at the same time, is kind of like, thank God. I can now put my plan into effect. So immediately I feel like she talks to Dee Dee, and she's like, alright Dee Dee, here's the thing. You know we're good, right? Like, you're my final two. Me and you are gonna be here at the end. And Dee Dee immediately, she's like, oh yeah, I knew that, but you know, huge W for confirming it. Dee Dee happy as hell to hear that. Mandy's like, but that's the thing. The final three was going to be me, you, and number 5. But number 5 is worrying me a little bit. I asked if, you know, I could win, and obviously we all know we're safe. If I asked you to throw it, you would have threw it, wouldn't you, Dee Dee? And Dee Dee's like, yes, I would have. And Mandy's like, well, she didn't. It almost like she wanted to do something. And I think she's getting very aligned with Finn, and she has a final 2 with him. And obviously, Mandy is hard gaslighting Dee Dee right now. And Mandy's like, wait, I have a plan. I am probably going to remove one of the nominations. And Dee Dee immediately is like, oh, that's not really good for my game. But Mandy's like, hold on. And what I'm gonna do is I want you, Dee Dee, to nominate Finn. And we are going to see if number 5 potentially throws a vote that way. After I leave here, I am going to convince Eddie that if I use the veto on him, he has to vote my way. Which means me and Eddie will vote Finn. If it's 3 votes, number 5 did it probably, and we're secure. If it's 4 votes, she definitely did. But if it's a tie, that means Rigby and number 5 both voted against us, and we might have to do something about that. And Dee Dee's like, ooh, that's smart. You're cooking, Mandy. That's pretty fire. I'm glad to have you here. And Mandy's like, yes, I know. We'll get there. Don't worry. So this is probably when I feel like Mandy pulls aside Eddie. And she's like, Eddie, I assume you want to talk to me because I won the power of veto. And immediately, I think he starts pleading his case. I feel like he says, I believe there's bigger threats in the house than me. I know you're close with number 5, but she's very good. Look how well she does in all of the challenges. And, you know, if you don't want to nominate one of your girls, I understand. So let's look at Finn, for example. And immediately, Mandy's like, this is music to my ears. And Eddie goes on, he's like, Finn is very strong. He is friendly with literally almost everyone in the jury. He didn't even mind getting his own partner out. Hey, low-key, Ice King has been chilling in the jury house. Like, actually, I don't know if y'all remember that, but everyone is part of jury. And they have been chilling, just having a good time besides the beach. Panini still might be a little bit angry. And so I feel like when Eddie's like done doing the plotting, Mandy's like, well, Eddie, if I were perhaps to use the veto on you, and immediately Eddie, immediately Eddie's interested. All 3 of his hairs just pop right up. Would you by any chance be willing to vote the person who gets nominated and backdoor them? And immediately Eddie's like, yes sir, I would do that every day. You got my word, Mandy. And they shake on it. Eddie has never shook someone's hand so fast. Now, I believe after Eddie, it is probably Chowder's turn to talk to Mandy. In which I don't know how exactly he could plead his case to Mandy. Probably something along the lines of, Mandy, I was the first one out in the challenge. I don't really do too well on challenges. If you use the veto on me, I promise not to vote you. And even Chowder doesn't know if he's being truthful about that one. That might be his first lie in the house. And Mandy's like, well, you probably should do some campaigning. Just try to be friends with people in the house. So with that, I think he just goes to make lasagna or something. Lasagna is fire, like quadruple cheese, please. With ricotta cheese, oh my god. And with that, the house gets sleep as it goes to day 54. The veto ceremony is any minute now. But let's go ahead and see Finn and number 5. What they're doing in the home gym. Finn and number 5 pump iron side by side in the dimly lit gym. The clinking, why is it dimly lit? Big brother, pay your electric bill. Chris McClane always being a cheapskate, I swear. Whew, this workout is no joke. Tell me about it, but hey, gotta stay at top form, right? Absolutely, so what's on your mind? Well, number 5 hesitated for a moment, her expression shifting. You ever get that feeling like something is off? Like what? I don't know, just a hunch. Maybe I've been watching too many spy movies. Finn chuckled, nah, I get what you mean. It's good to trust your instincts. Yeah, I guess so, number 5 said. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just finish up here, grab some grub. Chowder made breakfast burritos, and they are fire, especially with picante sauce or a little bit of sriracha. Oh my god, please. Thank you, Chowder. Appreciate it. And as they were waiting for breakfast, we see Rigby and Eddie finishing up a game of darts. Rigby and Eddie stood at the dartboard, their competitive spirits alive and well as they aimed for the bullseye. Alright, Eddie, this is it. Winner takes all. Eddie grinned, the corners of his mouth curling up mischievously. That's what he's always doing. You ready to lose, pussy boy? Rigby rolled his eyes, flicking his wrist as he let the dart fly. It sailed through the air, landing just shy of the bullseye. Not today, Eddie, not today. Eddie stepped up to the line, his focus unwavering as he took aim. With a flick of his wrist, he sent the dart flying, getting a bullseye. Whoa, nice shot, Rigby said. Told ya, I was feeling lucky today. Oh, Eddie, you giving it away that you might have talked to someone. Rigby chuckled. Alright, lucky Eddie. Let's see if the luck holds up at breakfast. Just then, Chowder's voice rang out. Breakfast burritos are ready. And Rigby and Eddie exchanged a knowing glance before making their way to the kitchen. The promise of delicious food. I told you it was fire, bruh. And everyone for once is sitting in the kitchen, finally, all eating, enjoying their time in the final 7. Man, this bacon is fire, Chowder. You're a genius. Thanks, Finn. I've been working on perfecting my breakfast burrito recipe. Gotta keep everyone fueled up for the challenges, right? Speaking of challenges, Mike Wazowski, anyone else feel like something big is about to happen? Mandy, shut your ass up. Why are you saying this? And number 5, she's like, yes, sir. Yeah, I've got this weird feeling, like the calm before the storm. Yeah, forget about challenges for a minute. Yeah, Eddie's like, what the hell, Mandy? Shut your ass up. Keep it on the low. Let's just enjoy this breakfast feast. Rigby, pass me those pancakes. Oh, he made pancakes? Hell yeah. Sure thing, Eddie. But watch, I might sneak some hot sauce on it. Ooh, Rigby. Rigby feeling a little spicy. That's gross. Yeah, Dee Dee said, bruh, that's nasty. Ugly bitch. Why would I feel like Dee Dee would say that too? But hey, different pause. Pause. What's she talking about? Hey, it's all about trying new pause. Get out of here. Alright, Chowder, thank you. That's right, like my bacon waffle hey, that sounds fire as hell. 2 breakfast classics in 1 bite. I'll stick to my bacon and egg. Calm down, green eggs and ham, bitch. Simple and classic. What are you, the spokesperson for Lay's chips? Calm down. Whatever floats your boat, Mandy, but you're missing out. This breakfast burrito hits. Number 5's like, yes, sir. Cooking skills top notch. Compliments to the chef. Maybe we should have a cooking challenge next. Ooh, that sounds like fun. I could whip us up some famous smoothies. Dee Dee, you do not want a cooking challenge. Chowder would floor you. And I'll make my famous nachos. Rigby, you don't make anything famous. Sounds like a plan, but for now, let's dig in. Enjoy this breakfast. We got a big day ahead of us. And he was right, because only moments later, it is time for the veto ceremony. Mandy must now make her decision. And I feel like as Chowder and Eddie sit there looking at Mandy, Chris McClain is like, all right, Mandy, you have the power of veto. What do you want to do with it? And I think Mandy very calmly, she's like, well, I've discussed with some of you a plan that I not only believe would be best for my chances of winning, but literally everyone in this house. So you can thank me later. I am going to do my part, and then Dee Dee will do her part. My part is I have decided to use the power of veto on Eddie. Eddie immediately, he's doing like heel clicks, he's doing backflips, he's doing the default Dan or injustice, all of that. I don't know what he's doing. I believe it is best for everyone's game to keep Eddie for now, especially due to the least likelihood of him winning jury. And Eddie, he kind of throws a little bit of side-eye shade, but you know, at the end of the day, he just got saved, so he's like, insult me if you want, I'm safe. Now, number 5 is scared now. She is very scared, and she's almost positive Mandy is talking about her. Rigby's a little scared too. Chowder doesn't know what's going on, and Dee Dee, it is now your time and duty as HOH to name a replacement nominee. It cannot be Mandy, it cannot be Eddie. Now, Dee Dee has obviously discussed this with Mandy beforehand, and she says that this will be probably the best for the house. Don't worry, guys, it's a good plan. I have decided to nominate, and unfortunately, also my target is Finn. Chowder, you are just a pawn, and I implore everyone to not vote you. Chowder, he's a little happy to hear this, but he's looking over at Finn, and he's a little upset. Now, Finn, he's also upset and pissed. Number 5, she's kind of relieved it's not her, but seeing it's Finn, she's kind of pissed. Especially that Dee Dee said, you know, publicly that he was the target. And I won't even lie, I feel like number 5 might have a little, like, emergency meeting with Mandy and Dee Dee just to talk. And while they're in there, I feel like all the boys just kind of stay in the living room and look at each other. And Finn, he's kind of like, you know, guys, they're just gonna pick us off one by one if we just keep letting them slide through like this. And then Rigby, he kind of looks at Eddie and he's like, Eddie, did you know that Finn would be a replacement nominee? And Eddie's like, no, I didn't, I promise. And Rigby's like, well, did you know the veto would be used on you? And Eddie, he has a little bit of a twinge in his eye, but he says no, and Rigby's like, I don't believe you. And Eddie's like, well, I may have been told a little bit of a hint, but it wasn't confirmed or anything. And Rigby was like, aha, I knew you were acting different in darts. You were so much upbeat than last time. Are you working with them? Because if you're working with them, Eddie, they're just gonna take you to Final Four and cut you off now. And Chowder, I just feel like he is so depressed in this situation like right now. Like, I feel like he even has a slight thought of quitting because this is a lot. But at the same time, he ain't no quitter. He has the thoughts of Mung Dal cheering him on. Schnitzel, rada, 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 do it, Chowder. And I feel like he gives a little bit of insight, and I think he asks, well, who should we target first then? And I feel like Finn immediately wants to kind of protect number 5. So I feel like he'll probably say immediately, we need to get Mandy out. And Eddie, as much as he likes this idea, he just got saved by her. But I think Rigby recognizes this and he's like, yeah, I also agree with that. And Eddie, I know she just used the veto on you, but we gotta do something about this. Either her or Dee Dee. And Finn's immediately nodding his head, yeah. So as the boys talking there, we got number 5, Dee Dee and Mandy, all kind of, you know, talking it out, you know, smoothing out the wrinkles. Number 5 is like, all right, bro, what happened? Why wasn't I told? If this is the final 3 like it really is, why wasn't I told? And immediately, Mandy doesn't like the tone, but she understands it and she was prepared for it. She's like, it is simple. If I told you, you probably would have warned Finn, and then Finn might have came to me to try and change my mind. If that happened, they wouldn't be together right now bickering. And I feel like she's gonna try and play them bonding right now as them actually being angry at each other. And number 5, taking a peek outside, seeing them all like kind of a little bit hyped and talking, she might believe it a little bit. She's like, well, I don't really like this plan. I think everything else from now on should be talked as us 3 as a unit. And Dee Dee's like, don't worry, number 5, we got this, we got you. When was the last time we ever betrayed you? It was never, number 5, you gotta chill out. And this might actually anger number 5 a little bit, but I just think at the moment she's like, you know what, alright, I'll just chill. I'm gonna go outside, go in the outside hot tub, just try to relax. I feel like kinda towards the end of the night, while Chowder is fixing up everyone some dinner. Rigby might go to him to like kind of see what's for dinner, but then they end up talking. In the late evening, as the aroma of Chowder's famous Burple Nurples wafted through the house, Rigby wandered into the kitchen, his stomach rumbling. Hey, Chowder, what's cooking? Oh, just whipping up some Burple Nurples. You hungry, Rigby? Always, but seriously, what's for dinner? He thought he was joking. This is dinner, Rigby. Shut your ass up, sit your ass down, grab a bib and a fork, bitch. You're gonna love it. If you say so. Why are you being skeptical? But hey, speaking of dinner, what does that even mean? Pause. Yeah, pause. Well, you see, Rigby, Finn's been feeling a bit down lately, and I was just thinking maybe you could vote to save him this week. Surprise! Vote to save Finn. Whoa, where did that come from, Chowder? I just think he's a cool guy, you know, and I'd hate to see him go, but hey, no pressure, just something to think about. Well, I'll definitely think about this, Chowder, but no promises, but I'll consider it. Thanks, Rigby, and hey, enough talk, let's eat. Burple Nurples are served. With that, Chowder called out to the rest of the house guests, summoning them to the dinner table for a delicious meal. And with that, the house guest goes to sleep, as it turns into day 55, the last day, unfortunately, for one of these house guests. Why is Mandy always stealing the HOH room if she can? Always sleeping there. I bet Dee Dee's sleeping on the floor or something. But it is day 55. I feel like after, some small talk, some Commonwealth questions, let's get this video episode wrapped up. It is now time for the voting ceremony. Dee Dee, as HOH, you obviously cannot vote unless it is a tie in which you will be the sole deciding vote. Chowder and Finn, both of you are the nominees, cannot vote. But before everyone casts their vote, both of you have one last chance to plead your case and why you should stay in the house. Hey everyone, what a crazy ride it's been, huh? I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you all for making this experience so unforgettable. He glanced around the room, a bittersweet smile on him. I hope you all enjoyed the food I cooked. It was my way of showing appreciation and spreading a little happiness in the house. And to Finn, man, you're one cool dude. It's been awesome getting to know you, and I hope we can hang out sometime outside of this crazy game. Anyway, no hard feeling, folks. Let's all just play the game. It's all part of the game, right? Just remember to stay true to yourselves and have fun. And hey, if anyone needs a recipe for Burple Nurples, hit me up. I'm the plug. Alright, Finn, it is now your turn. Please stand up and give your speech. Hey y'all, so here we are, another eviction night. First off, gotta say thanks to everyone for keeping it real in this house. Now, let's get down to business. I'm not one to beat around the bush. We all know there's a big target looming over this game, and it's about time we address it. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm here to play, and if that means taking out the biggest threat in the room, then so be it. We're all here to win, right? That's all I've got to say for now. Let's keep this game interesting, folks, and remember, may the best player win. I feel like he didn't really want to campaign against Chowder too hard since he's been very nice. House guests, it is now time for each one of you to vote. Now, Chowder nervous, but, his stomach probably upset. He probably feeling nauseous. Finn nervous, and he doesn't know what's about to happen. Mandy has casted her vote to evict Finn. After Mandy, it is number 5's time to vote, and she has decided to vote to evict Chowder, going against Mandy and Dee Dee. It is time for Eddie to vote, and he has decided to evict Finn. Not only is Finn a physical threat, but he promised Mandy he would. And maybe this could get him places. Rigby is the last one to enter the diary room to give his vote, and his eviction vote goes to Chowder, which means it is a tie by a vote of 2-2. And as we go live to the house guests, and we alright, we got the votes, and by a vote of 2-2, it is a tie, which means Dee Dee, it is your sole vote to evict. Please cast your vote to evict right now between Chowder or Finn. Alright, and here Dee Dee bitch ass go, thinking she's important, all high and mighty. Alright, y'all, we got ourselves a tie, and it's falling on me to break it. Why you sound like this? Chowder, you've been a real one since day one. Yeah, Panini a bitch, but you're not really. Your food's been bomb and you brought good vibes to the house. Finn, you've been a solid competitor, no doubt, but there's something about your spirit that's hard to ignore. You've got heart. In the end, though, I gotta go with my gut, and my gut's telling me, Finn, I'm sorry, you gotta go. I choose to evict you. And I'm sorry, Finn, with that, you are the 10th person evicted from the Big Brother household. Please pack up your things and say goodbye. With a heavy heart, Finn made his rounds, offering hugs and farewells to each of his housemates, his mind filled with memories of his time. Damn, that's kind of sad. It's like your life flashing before your eyes. Approaching Rigby, he embraced him tightly, the friendship forged in the fires of the competition. Win this, man. You've got what it takes. Rigby nodded solemnly, a silent promise passing between them. Finn moved on to number 5. Their bond has grown strong over the weeks as well. As he whispers to her, get her before she gets you, alright? Stay sharp. Number 5 nodded, a flicker of determination in her eyes as Finn bid her goodbye, his departure marking the end of an era within the house. Now, I won't even lie, I thought this would be a little sad, but I didn't know it'd be that sad. And with that, he leaves the final 6 competitors in the Big Brother house. All of them so close to this $1 million prize. They can almost taste it. All of them look at each other just itching to win, wanting to win, but do they got what it takes, and do they have the jury votes? Please make sure to subscribe to always keep track of when the episodes release, and please make sure to leave a like. It's a huge help to the video and channel. You guys are so amazing for watching, and pretty soon here, there will be a poll or a Google forum for you guys to vote for the fan favorite player, which any of them can be voted on, by the way, anyone. Once again, you guys are amazing, and I dare you to have a good day.